That's actually the first time I ever listened to you.
Hey.
Thank you.
All right, here is the deal. What do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about men that make jokes out of everything when you're trying to be serious, or do you want to talk about Jack's problem with Sesame Street?
Neither. I want to talk to Leanna, because she says it is my Costco. That's what I said. I would make a stand if it was my Costco.
Well, tell everybody what you're talking about first. I get in trouble if you don't.
Okay, we were just kidding around earlier that Carlos, there's this terrible, tragic train accident, and the news reporter, Carlos, said, I've been to that Costco, and it's very busy. And we all took umbrage with the fact that, not that he said it's his Costco, because I said I would point out that I go there.
He said it was busy.
We thought it was odd that he said it was busy, but I backed him up saying, if I'd gone there, I would report, wow, I've been to that particular site. Well, apparently it turns out that is my Costco.
Hello, Leanna?
Hello.
I hate to say this, but you're the first caller today.
Hi.
Good morning.
I wanted to talk about anything else.
Hi.
Well, this shouldn't last long, James.
All right, go
What's
ahead.
up, Leanna?
Well, Danny, you live right down the street from that Costco.
It's that Costco with the Toys R Us and
Yes. Yeah.
it's very busy there.
It is. It's very busy. I've been to that Costco.
Wow.
So
Look how
technically, Danny, you can say then, wow, I've been to that Costco, and
Even though I'm not a Costco member, I have been because that's where I got my eyes checked.
All right.
So it's very busy, and I've been to that Costco.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's
thank you,
so fun.
Leanna. You've given
Well,
me
you're
a reason to
welcome.
live. Wow.
Danny got his eyes. Thank you. You were all too.
Well, I pointed out that if it was my Costco, I'd have said something, and it turns out it was, so I did.
He got his eyes checked there. You know why he got his eyes checked there? So he could see the transmitter tower from there.
You know what else?
can't see
If
it
that
anymore.
train would have derailed and just rolled 4 miles, it would have hit your house.
Uphill. It had to really do some traveling. It had to get through the Greek theater first. It'd been very tough.
All right. Let's move on with our lives. Even though it's really bad. I mean,
Yeah, you're right. Let's get into why Sesame Street is so bad.
Well, actually, this is tragic. I know what he's talking about. But listen for a second. I'm really torn between this because I don't know what you want to do about this. I mean, it's really a tragic accident what's happened. And so I'm torn between like going back and forth with the news and also like trying to play along with this radio show. So what do you want to do about that?
Play along with the radio show.
Okay.
We've got Chris Hughes on it, and if anything breaking happens, we will come to you.
Okay. You'll come to me?
Yes, we will come. We actually will go back to Carlos at Channel 5.
See how busy that Costco is this
Right.
morning.
Exactly. All right.
I was there yesterday,
Yeah, I didn't know you got your eyes checked yesterday.
I didn't. I went to Toys R Us, which is connected to it.
God, you were so close.
I could have been killed.
I know I was.
Not your time.
Not my time. Right.
Oh, I thought you meant to talking about something else. I was
No, it's
this
definitely
close.
our time to talk about something else.
All right. Anyway, here is the deal. Well, the way Danny puts it, the Sesame Street talk, not that exciting now.
See? Only because I was trying to cover my ass about my Costco. I happen to think the only reason the Sesame Street talk is interesting is because Jack's so vehement about it.
Well, let me tell you about the other thing first, because the Sesame Street talk is quick. So let me tell you, let me set the other one up first,
All right.
the premise.
I'm ready.
So, as you know, I'm dating the snowboarder, which I'm just madly falling in love with.
Right.
I really like him a lot, and I can't believe it because he's not my type, and he's not good on paper. And then somebody wrote me a letter saying, look, you know what? When you look at your piece of paper, it's not really what is important in a man, in a human being. Like, you wrote down stupid stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know. I just really like him a lot. So, anyway, the other day we were up in the mountains and stuff, and I was explaining something to him because you know how I get. Like, I overanalyze, like, the relationships, and I'm like, well, what are we going to do? Because I'm going to live in L.A. for at least the next 3 years because I have a contract, and you live in the mountains, and I can't live like this. And, you know, I get all crazy instead of just having fun in the moment.
Right.
I'm like, oh, my God, what about the future? So he's like, well, I don't understand what you're saying. And I go, you know, here's the thing. Like, I can't deal with this relationship right now because I have to explain everything like over and over to you. And then, you know, it's like you don't hear me. And then I have to explain it again. And I want to have like the answers, you know, like what you're thinking and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I don't understand why I keep having to explain what I'm saying to you. And then he looked at me and he grabbed my hand and he said, I just really love hearing you talk.
Wow, that's a smart snowboarder.
Because I asked him, why do I have to explain everything over and over and over and
I don't
over?
understand, because it sounds like you're calling him stupid.
No, no.
Do you mean about your relationship?
No, not that. The situation doesn't matter. Women know what I'm talking about. It's like when they don't understand, so you're like, but what I mean is this. And I said to him, why do I have to explain everything over and over and over and over and over? And he grabs my hand, looks in my eyes. And I thought he was going to say something like really great and loving. And he goes, the reason why is because I just love hearing you talk. What do you do with that?
You laugh?
I did, and I was so mad because I was so mad before. You know what I mean? Like, I was so adamant about, I always have to, it's like you can't hear me and you're not listening to me. And you're not listening, and I have to talk over and over and over. And so then I'm already worked up, right? Then he grabs my hand, so then I calm down. I think I'm gonna have
Here it comes. He's gonna get down on one knee.
Right, like I'm gonna have this moment with him, and he looks into my eyes, and he just locks me in, and he said, I love hearing you talk.
I know what he was doing.
Being an ass.
Yes!
Really nice way telling you to shut up.
But why does now, I laughed out loud because it was so funny, because it was so quiet, and there was I was just
It was a good setup.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. So I laugh out loud, but then I'm mad again because I'm like, wait a minute. Why can't we talk about stuff? Because everything has to be funny.
Now, does everything have to be funny, or is it just that?
Oh, everything has to be funny.
Ooh, I can get tiresome. It's
he's a smart ass about everything. He just rolls his eyes at me because I get so worked up in relationships and I overanalyze everything that I make him laugh.
Well, that's good.
But not because I'm funny, because I'm psychotic.
Yeah, but that's you.
But he points and laughs.
I would take what you can get on the psychotic thing. If you're going to cop to being psychotic, take a guy that points and laughs at it rather than goes, hey, this sounds like a bad idea.
No, but I want to talk.
And talk.
Do you know what I mean? Have you ever had those moments where your wives or your girlfriends are trying to be really serious about a certain thing, and then you crack a joke and you're thinking, I mean, the girls are like, why does everything have to be funny?
It's the ending episode of Friends.
I don't remember.
At the very end of Friends, Ross and Rachel finally get back together, and it's this big moment that everybody's been waiting for. And she says something, and he says, unless, of course, we're on a break. And there's silence. He goes, oh, don't joke now.
Everything has to be a joke.
Yeah, everything has to be a joke. I try not to be that guy, but I'm that guy more often than not.
I'm going to kill myself. I just want you to know this is a cry for help.
Hey, when I base my whole life experience on Ross and Rachel, I'm not doing all that well.
Call Jamie.
I think this story in Glendale is way too big not to go to for a moment.
Yeah, especially now that there's new update.
Yeah, there's breaking news on this Metro.
Is it an actual update, or is it what the hell is happening?
It's an update.
Okay.
It's an update because just now they found out that maybe all of this carnage, if you will, of this MetroLink southbound San Fernando Valley to downtown, also a northbound train, right? And then a Pacific, I was going to say Palisades, Union Pacific train.
Right.
Well, they've just, in all this stuff, found a Jeep Grand Cherokee license plate.
Right. But they have not, as yet, found a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Right. So they're thinking that the Union Pacific train hit the Jeep Grand Cherokee this morning, and then that's why it was stopped, and then the other train.
Now, the last couple of times that I went down to San Diego, do the San Diego Zoo stuff with my daughter, and we took a bunch of listeners down, we took the trains, and they come really close to one another naturally. They're on tracks, and it's safe, and blah, blah, blah. But if you were a car caught between the two trains, there's less than 10 inches. You could see how if there could be a car and nothing left but a license plate. If they were coming from different directions and it went right into that center part.
And they think that because they found the license plate on the front of the freight train. That's where they found the car license plate.
And I don't think it was it.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't the freight train license
I'd be a
plate.
bitch to
All right,
register.
can you just run a little bit of the audio, Jack? I know it's a downer, but...
Crossed in front of either the Metrolink or the Union Pacific locomotive. But they're discussing here something, Eric, and it looks like they're getting ready to do something
what they're doing here is the grim job of recovering the bodies, the two bodies from this Union Pacific locomotive. And the collision, the force of the collision was very, very strong. It pushed in the front of the locomotive, so the engineer and the other railroad employee who were inside that cab of the locomotive apparently didn't have a chance. I mean, the collision was so strong, and now what's happening is that these paramedics and firefighters are going to recover those two bodies.
All right, we want to make sure we don't have too tight of a shot on this because this is not something that we want our viewers to necessarily see, but we do want you to know that they're working to recover the remains of two employees of Union Pacific there.
And earlier we saw as it looked like either police or some kind of sheriff's deputies. I'm not sure who has jurisdiction over Metrolink. I think it's the sheriffs, but I'm not sure. They were leading away an Amtrak engineer. Amtrak, I believe, has responsibility for the Metrolink passenger trains. They run the trains. They drive the trains. We saw them, authorities, taking away one of the engineers. He had an Amtrak tag on. It said crew on his bag, and that is a person who I'm sure will be crucial to the investigation to figure out what happened. That person needs to be interviewed and find out exactly what occurred here.
If you're heading into the general area on the freeway, let's just remind you that the Los Feliz exit on the north and southbound 5 in both directions, the Los Feliz exit is closed.
Jeez.
Emergency vehicles are using that area to transport people back and forth, and so no vehicles are being allowed. So if you're heading into that direction, just be aware that that's going to be an issue for you in the general vicinity. But there you see the victim being treated, and several victims have been treated there on the scene. They've set up a pretty
for 2 hours
widespread
and
triage area.
well, almost 2 hours, right? They've been on the ground.
Sitting there, hurt, waiting
just
to go to the
behind
hospital.
Costco.
Yeah, if you know this area, the Costco's right there, and it looks as though the folks from Costco, we've seen actually several employees helping to distribute water to the firefighters. Looks like there's some sandwiches there. They're going to need their strength.
They've also put up tents to cover the triage areas.
Several triage areas being set up. At this point, it seems like there's less urgency in terms of the rate at which these folks are heading to the wreckage. We've heard reports that they've been able to get all of the victims out of the train. They've done initial sweeps through the wreckage and then second and third checks. Now we've had the canine units brought in to assure that there are no victims left in. You see some hugging going on. This is a very emotional time for people on the ground there. We can imagine just looking in the faces of some of these people, stunned, obviously in shock.
By the way, and I just saw that the Metrolink website is down. It has too many hits on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how people find out if their loved ones are okay. I mean, I have no idea because they said the phone line is down because it's jammed. The website's down because it's
and they don't know what hospital they're taking what people to because they're all going to overflow.
Right, and
they said the closest one was Glendale Memorial. Is that what they said?
Yeah, but they said
but they're going to be overflowing in minutes.
And there'll be a Burbank here. There'll be
a Burbank here. There'll be probably a Kaiser right again by my house.
But it happened at 6 a.m. this morning, right there.
I just missed that. Coming to work this morning.
Wow.
That's the entrance I get on every single day. Why is that weird? You know, it had nothing to do with me. I beat it by hours, but it just seems weird.
I saw you at 4:30, so you didn't just miss
right,
it.
But I mean,
a while.
Why does it just seem odd? Because it's so. I said it earlier this morning. If it was in Cleveland, it would still be the same devastation to our fellow Americans.
Well, I think it's weirder when
the closer it gets.
No, I think it's weirder. Like if you're at that intersection every day at that time and you've seen that train go by or whatever, then you have some kind of connection to it. Like if you see, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like if you've been on a flight before, flight 72 from Boston to LA, you've done that flight a million times and then it crashed. You're like, oh my God, I've been on that flight.
Okay. Yeah, like that young lady said this morning when she used to take that train every day.
All right, so that's the local crap. I mean, real crap, if you will, that's going on. It's just it's a mess. It's been going on since 6 this morning, and we're talking about like you just can't believe that you get on a train, you kiss your wife, you kiss your husband, whatever, and then next thing you know, everything's different. And these people look all like shaken and everything. Did I say all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they do look all shaken.
That's true. All right. So anyway, in the meantime, see, this kind of goes along with this. You know why? Because I was talking to my boyfriend, very serious about life, and that could have been the very last time we saw each other. And how would he feel if he knew he left me with a ha-ha?
Fine. I'm just guessing.
No, he might have felt sad. Imagine your wife is trying to talk to you and be serious about something, and then you like do a joke because you have to be funny. And she was just like crushed in her heart because she wanted to talk serious about something.
Wow. I've thought about that fighting. Like, what if she died? We were in a big old fight and she gone out in the car and died or something. But If I just did something stupid to her kidding around, I'd think in my head, God, I wish I told her I loved her right before she left.
And I wish I would have had that discussion that she wanted to have.
No.
Instead of making a joke that I just want to hear you talk because it's fascinating.
I'd almost never wish that.
What?
My wife called me this morning just before she boarded a plane, and she was pulling into the airport, and she's like, where's this place that we always park? And I go, you got to go left. That's too far. You're an idiot. I'm parking right here. And then that was the end of the conversation.
So that could possibly be the last words you
she
ever
gets
speak.
on a plane today. That plane goes down. I hope as it's going down, she feels really bad about how she talked to me.
Well, you do. You think about that stuff.
Good.
But you strike me as that type of guy, too, that if your wife wants to have a deep conversation, that you'd make a joke.
Yeah, there's no need for deep
No,
conversation.
stench is like, I was going to bring this up earlier when you were talking about just guys that are smart asses all the friggin' time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of every now and again hard to deal with. I like stench. I think of stench as my friend. But sometimes...
You thought wrong!
See? What I like that, for example. I meant that sincerely. I think of this guy as my friend. And what does he scream? You're wrong! Yesterday, and he'll go so far. Yesterday, I'm doing business on my computer. Very serious business. I get back from the bathroom, and the man I'm doing business with has written in capital letters, "What the hell are you talking about?" And I've just been corresponding on a business level with this man. So I scroll down to what it's replying to, and in capital letters, I have apparently written this businessman, who I've never actually physically met, in capitals, "I like boys."
Okay.
That's not
Now,
that
what
funny,
that has
Jack.
to do with what I'm talking about, I have really no idea.
I wrote that seriously.
You said the guy who's always funny. The guy who always has to be funny.
Right, but you weren't
Stench.
being moving at that moment. I mean, you have a prime example of just now what you were
Just now,
doing.
when I said, I think of him as my friend.
Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to just make a joke back to him like that? Instead of going, thanks, Dan, I'm your friend too, buddy.
I'm not real serious.
Right.
But do you know how that makes us ones, as women, when we say, look, let's really talk about this. What do you think, blah, blah, blah. And you say something stupid like, whatever. Talk. That's my favorite. Yeah, let's do.
Or, for example, and this, because with a person like that,
you get a beer.
You have to take certain things as a compliment in a way. When I first came in yesterday for Jack's birthday, and I see a big drawing of a donkey, and it says, pin the tail on the ass, and someone has cut out a picture of my face. You have to go, well, the big, fat, stupid bastard was thinking of me.
Right.
He picked me because I'm his pal.
Right.
That's him being
Loving.
friendly. Right.
He's
maybe
reaching
Maybe
out
that's
to
your
you.
snowboarder's way.
The snowboarder was loving you.
Although
Bingo.
I would never date stench.
It didn't feel like love.
It was all love,
It was
man.
all love, man.
So here's my question to you girls. Have you ever just been in that moment where you want to talk to them, you want to connect, you want to be like one, and then they have to just, what's funny?
I still think I like boys in Danny's meetings.
It's really a serious meeting,
That what?
That Stench typed I like boys on his IM to this meeting guy.
To really like
makes me
poor
laugh.
guy I've never
Well,
met.
you know what's funny to me is I saw this all happen, but I thought, now, if this guy that Danny's having a meeting with really knows Danny, this isn't shocking that he wrote I like boys.
But I get back from the bathroom and I just see, what the hell are you talking about?
And I am back to Danny. And then Danny's like, well, what? And then he scrolls back to his I am because he can do that. And he sees I like boys.
In like blue, too. He changed my font to like turquoise.
What is wrong with you?
I was being serious there, showing my affection for the
Dan.
Dan.
Everything
was.
have to be funny.
Yes, it does. Because life is so painful.
What are you talking about?
Whoa.
There's a large man in the building that wants to fight the Dan. And I'm trying to arrange that.
Well, the Dan's got a phone call.
It could be the fight that I'm setting up in the hallway. I found a man that's about 6'10" and 300 and something pounds, and I'm trying to get a fight between him and the 5'6.5" Dan.
And who is
Why do
he?
you want
What
to get
is
that
he?
guy hurt?
I don't know.
Who is
That's
he? What
exactly
is he?
it.
What
I don't know
is
what
he
he is. I
about?
just
I
see him
do.
outside.
He's a bodyguard.
Oh, he's
There's
a bodyguard?
big radio promotion going on with one of the other stations. And
Yeah,
there's
who's over there? Will you go
Brian
see
McKnight.
Brian McKnight's there?
Brian McKnight doesn't need a bodyguard that big. Brian McKnight doesn't need a bodyguard at all. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. I don't know who the hell Brian McKnight is. You put him in a lineup right now. I couldn't pick him out. You don't need a bodyguard.
I dare you go bust it in there, see if you get killed or something.
Oh, run past the big guy?
Yeah, I dare you.
Dan can run right under his legs.
Take the phone and see if you can.
Well, wait, I got to do something. I got to do something to him. It's got to
Well-
be some kind of dare. Give me a sticky
Here,
note.
take that thing, that
no,
Morocco.
give me a sticky note, and I'll put kick me on his back and run away.
The big guys?
No,
Yeah.
you got to run past him into the studio.
Yeah, you got to get to Brian McKnight.
We want to see if you can beat a bodyguard, beat him.
To get to Brian McKnight?
Yeah. Let's see how good he is.
All right, does anybody know how do I dial?
I haven't. Bring it here.
Yeah. So Danny will sit up. We'll try to take some phone calls about what we were talking about earlier about men that never take anything serious. Here's Susan. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you guys doing this morning?
We are good. Danny's going to try to run past a bodyguard to get to Brian McKnight.
I'd like to point out that this is the only phone in the place that will actually get service around here.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Susan.
You in my
I was calling in today to tell you about the whole thing about men not being able to be serious.
I'm on the radio.
According to my new boyfriend, he says they can't be serious because they see you're upset and they want to make you smile.
Oh, that's sweet. Maybe that's what he was doing. He knew I was upset. He wanted to see me smile. Pookie wookie.
Exactly what he was doing.
That's what we'll go with, right, Jack? Not that he's just a smart ass.
Right.
Well, he probably is a smartass. He is a man.
All right, Susan, we got to check in with the Dan and see how it's going with him, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you for your phone call. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Dan trying to break past Brian McKnight's bodyguard.
Huge bodyguard.
Huge bodyguard. Where are you?
I'm right around the corner.
Okay, so just like...
what am I supposed to do exactly?
Just like go, rah, and like, I want to see Brian McKnight. And like,
where's the big man?
Okay, hang on. I'm just going to walk in. I'm not going to even sneak in to hell with this guy.
No, you got to yell.
Where's that big 6'9" mofo? I'm going to beat his ass. Okay, I got to go. Holy Toledo, they're not funny.
Why would happen?
He said not funny and ran.
And the phone died.
Not even a chuckle.
Oh.
Why do you look like that?
Because they're not funny at all, man. They're so not one person. There's a whole posse of people that are big. And
go back,
their
you
sense
wimp.
of humors don't match their...
No, don't be this wimpy, Mr. I won't get killed. Nothing.
No,
nothing.
I said it. I stood there. They didn't laugh. It was
no,
uncomfortable.
but you didn't get close to.
threatened.
You didn't get close to Brian McKnight.
He's not there.
Well, you got to find him.
He's not even there yet?
No.
All these bodyguards are here?
What, they're just eating?
Like Secret Service?
Dude, I walked in cash. I was going to sneak in and like just do something to prove I was there. Burst one of the balloons. There's balloons and stuff there. And then I thought, what the hell? I'll just challenge the guy to a fight and he'll laugh because he's so big. Right? He just look at the little white guy and take pity on me. So I yell, hey, where's the big 6'9" guy? I'm going to beat his ass. And 20 or so people that don't really listen to this kind of radio station
who are 6'9"
all turn and just stared. So it wasn't like a thing like I thought I was going to get hurt. I just couldn't have been less comfortable or less funny. They hated me. So it's not like a,
I
oh
should
my
talk
God
to
thing.
them. I know how they feel.
Here's the phone.
Okay.
Oh, you're going over there? They won't do anything to you.
I don't care. I want to talk to them.
Just hit talk. Just hit, it'll redial if you just hit talk on that.
Just, all right.
Hit talk twice, I think.
They're not going to touch a cute girl. They're going to beat
No, but
Danny's
they might hurt
redheaded
Jamie.
ass. Yeah, there it is.
I
Hit
think
the
we're
button. Answer it, Danny.
I got it.
What do you mean to answer it, Danny? I don't know where it is.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, all right. Hi, you guys. How are you? There's this guy in our studio.
Oh.
I think your ass.
Oh. Jesus, Jamie.
These guys are huge.
This is going to hurt
And you're
so bad.
come with me. No.
He knocked out
this
Greg
thing.
Brady.
Yeah. That you make him laugh.
Oh, don't leave the studio,
dude, this
Dan.
is bad.
Just stay here. We lost Jamie.
Tell them guys only grow that big to cover up the fact that they're gay.
I can't hear you. What is?
There's a bunch of electronics down there interfering. They're broadcasting from
Oh, down the hall.
out there. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of technical stuff down there. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Did
Did
you
they
hear
just
that?
kill Jamie? What happened?
Phone died.
No, I heard send him down
Oh
here.
my God, they hate you.
I know. I told you.
Oh my God, he's so right. They hate him.
They hate me.
And they're huge. Oh, that guy's huge.
Oh wait, no. Danny's so right because I was like, God,
Yeah,
don't
it wasn't.
play with
I
them.
told you.
They're
It's
like,
the most uncomfortable vibe
that
ever.
guy is stupid, and he's from Philly, and he's just.
Oh, they know you're
How do they know I'm from Philly?
I don't know, but they went like.
Totally. No, it was horribly uncomfortable.
They're like, we're big, black,
Huge.
cool guys,
giant guys.
and yo, we got no time for the red ass punk.
I think that's probably what they
Red-ass
said.
punk.
I think they probably added bitch. Punk ass bitch seems to be like the way you go these days.
Yeah, bitch.
I told you, they hated me. It was no fun.
No, you have no idea. Like it's not fun. 'cause
It's not
they,
fun. It was like,
They
no.
just are like, I mean, it's like belittling.
Yeah. No, had they actively hated me, that would have been kind of what I was after.
Right.
They just had total disdain for me.
It was that, y'all have been in that position where people are like,
Like when you try and be funny when somebody's being serious.
Yeah, it all goes together.
Look how I bring it all back.
See, it did all work out. Now you guys finally know my pain.
Yeah, but I might know your pain a little better after at the next break.
They don't even.
Yeah, I don't think they care. That's why it bothered me.
It's like, yeah, that's it. It's like when somebody sees you crying, like your boyfriend or your husband or whatever, and they don't even care. They're like, oh, you're gonna do that again?
That's totally what was happening. What, are you just gonna be stupid?
Because the guy's like, you know what? I don't really have time for this. I have anything else to do besides that little twerp.
From Philly.
He called you a twerp.
From Philly.
Black guys don't say twerp. I know you're lying.
He called you a twerp.
There's no way a homie said twerp.
He called you a twerp.
He called me a punk ass bitch.
He
but
called
he
you
didn't call me
a twerp bitch.
All right, Stench used to work at a hip hop station. You ever heard a tough guy call anybody a twerp?
That guy's huge. He can say weird things.
Okay,
he can
that's
say
true,
whatever
yeah.
he wants.
He
He's
called you
enormous.
twerp-low.
I'm big. That guy's huge.
That guy's my bitch.
He called
In
you
jail,
twerp dub.
In jail, I'd trade that bitch for cigarettes.
What?
And I think Brian McKnight does some of that spiritual, more like, so
Oh,
they might be
yeah.
Christian bodyguards.
Yeah,
They might
what-
say twerp.
Yeah.
Right.
And they don't say ass. They say buttocks.
And beat you in the name of God.
But then they have to forgive me. 'Cause that's their job.
They'll beat the Jesus into you.
My dad tried that.
Twerp. All right.
I hate that they hate me with so little regard.
I know, because you know what you do now.
What?
You go try to win their love.
I know.
Because Danny and I are the same personality when it comes to that. Like with somebody, I'm not so much like if somebody absolutely hates me, then I'll go away. But these people don't know us, so Danny's gonna go and try to like, hey, so how do you know I'm from Philly?
Bring him a muffin. That'd be very nice.
They
of
have
you.
a whole. You should see the spread.
That's what he said. All right, here is a little update. The Metrolink trains that were involved were the 901 headed to Burbank and the 101 headed to Moore Park. If you want passenger info, it says, like we told you earlier, call their cell phone first. But remember, you probably won't get through if they are, in fact, at the hospital. But don't panic because, you can't use them there. And here's the phone number for passenger information. It's 818 area code, and then it's 548-4814. 548-4814. So that's pretty easy. So call. And all right. And Danny and I had a very uncomfortable moment down the hall.
Yeah. That'd be funny to go challenge the big guy to a fight, and nobody thought we were funny.
At all.
So Jamie went down there to show me how it was done, and it was also found to be not funny.
They just stared at me.
Yeah.
Like I was a really stupid bitch.
I'd really prefer it if they actively disliked us or we annoyed them or made them mad in some way.
Right.
But it's like we were little flies.
We were pathetic.
Yeah.
Like we were pieces of poo.
Yeah.
Like that they just wipe off their shoe with a stick and fling at people. That was us. Or maybe the dried out kind that turns white. Which one were you? If you were any kind of poo, what would you be?
No,
I would be Winnie.
See, I would be the much firmer stool you get when your dog eats Purina One.
Wow, way to tie it in with a sponsor,
Look
Dan.
at me going. It's
Very
true,
nice.
too.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a professional at work right there. Tied in doggy poo with a sponsor.
I'd be ripped and shredded even if I were poo.
Mike.
You guys rule.
We rule.
Hey, that was some of the funniest radio I've ever heard in my life.
What part?
That was hilarious, man. You running down there and trying to get by the big black guys. I used to hang out with guys like that, man, back in the day in Bounce Club, so I know exactly how they looked at you, man.
You know what?
It's just belittling.
Even if you've seen guys this big, this guy would still startle you. He's that big.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the way I kind of live my life, which is not good, and I'm not recommending it, I tend to try to get a reaction out of people.
Right, yes, you do.
I push buttons, whatever, say things, get a reation. These guys, no
Nothing.
reaction.
Well, you know what, though? They're used to it, though. When you're that big, a lot of the guys I used to work with were really large. I worked with Tiny back before he became Zeus and all that. And when you're that big, people test you all the time. People want to try you. They want to get knocked out, whatever
Well,
it is.
they probably they deal with drunk people a lot, too, and we're kind of
this
like
is
two drunk people.
Tiny will play along, though. Tiny's so big, he would have grabbed Danny and, played along like he was going to kill him.
Right,
These
remember
guys,
the Hulk?
no sense of humor.
The Hulk gave me a black eye, remember?
Yeah.
Playing around. I mean, they're so big, they play a little rougher than you would think.
Yeah.
I mean, the Hulk was really surprised that he gave me a black eye, as was I.
Should we send somebody else?
No.
No, because Stench is so big, they'll take him seriously and
No,
punch
like
him in the face.
Monica or Chops.
Oh, you got to go back. You got to go
We
back.
got to try one more time because, just to see.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah,
Dan
Dan.
should go back.
Yeah, Danny, go back. Do the ball.
Because
All
here's
right.
what happened.
Okay,
I have
yeah.
a radio on my desk, and they gathered near my desk to hear all the bad crap we've been saying about them, so they're aware.
Well, I think that Danny said that they were ugly.
Yeah. He said
And
that.
their moms were so
Yeah.
fat that when they walked through the yard, he said that their high heels hit oil. That's what Danny said
Yeah.
about their mothers.
Yeah, and he said their blood type was gravy.
I liked Christopher McKnight on the Brady Bunch. He's coming up later on the show.
Any minute.
He is?
Yeah, he's gonna talk. He's coming with us through the Jamie U this weekend, so he's calling to talk about that. He's one of our celebrity poker players.
I can't get enough of him.
Me either. I love that Peter Brady.
He's bringing the little midget with him.
They're
Is he
coming
bringing
here?
Vern?
No, he's bringing the midget with him this weekend. He's just calling in today to talk to us about Jamie U.
Oh, okay.
You know, it was in the newspaper today about somebody asked China who they liked the best in the house, and I forget who she said.
She said,
Marcus, yeah. But she said, who you
the male
hated?
model, right?
Yeah. Who did you hate? And she said, Vern Troyer, and I don't care that he's little. He's just a little bitch, which is what I say to that big guy out in the hallway by your desk, by the way.
Rock on.
Oh, my God. I can't help myself.
They don't even care, though.
Good. I'm happy with that.
No, I'm not.
Hold on. Take your
What?
shirt off and go out there and flex.
Oh, yeah.
Show them physical
Oh, my God, that's
perfection.
funny. Yes, take your phone and go show him
No.
physical
He
perfection.
may be
Why?
huge, but he's fat.
He is not ripped and shredded like the
No.
Dan.
Go show him.
Physical perfection.
Go show him the Dan. You show us all the time.
Show him the Masterpiece.
Yeah, Dan.
Give me motivation. Give me a reason to go do this, because I'm just going to look even punier and whiter.
Because that guy is fat. And you're not.
I am ripped and
you
shredded.
You are ripped and shredded, and besides, you want to show him.
And I'm all of 152 pounds. I'm
You
this
want to
guy's
show
leg.
him, Dan. You
Yeah.
want to show him.
Is that my motivation, or
Tell
is
him.
it just that I have to
Remember,
take one for
Mike
the team?
Tyson was a midget too.
Yeah.
Actually, Mike Tyson's tall compared to me.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Have
he's
you ever-
several inches taller than I am.
Yes.
He was shorter than me. Way
So am
shorter.
I.
I know, but I mean, he was way shorter than me.
You were wearing heels, because he's at least 5'9".
Hold on. Go out there, flex. Tell that fat guy, put down the Krispy Kreme and join the dream team, and give him a little flex.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Go.
If it's making Jack laugh that hard, I kind of have to do it.
All right.
All right, we'll do it after this.
Okay. Yeah, that's
All right,
perfect.
now, what is it? Put down the
The
Krispy
Kreme and
Kreme.
join the dream team. Ooh, ah.
I have to,
Flex.
what do I have to say?
That sounds like he's pooping.
Yeah, little squeeze flex. Show him the massive biceps.
Okay, but sometimes when I try and make my abs really jump up, I break wind.
That's fine.
Is that cool?
Because they're probably going to kick the crap out of you anyway. Doesn't matter.
Maybe you have an irritable bowel.
I've been working legs a lot, too, lately. Should I just do this in my underwear?
Yeah!
Well, if you want to be,
I don't want to do any of it, but I'll take one
no,
for the
no.
team
But I
any
mean,
way
if
you want.
you're gonna go, you might as well go.
Yeah.
I don't want to get sued, though. There's chicks out there.
Well, I think as long as you're don't wear underwear. Do we have like
No,
shorts?
I'll just wear a shirt. I'll just take
Well,
my
no,
shirt
we
off.
have shorts, don't we?
We'll find something.
As long as you have like,
A loincloth we could make.
Yeah. You got boxers on?
Oh.
I don't.
He can wear boxers. He'll be fine.
I've already showed my ass to construction, man.
I
What
just
the hell's
think it would be
happening?
better if he had something else on that we call like he had on.
How about we just do the shirtless thing and I tell them to put down the Krispy Kreme?
No,
and
I
join
think
the dream
it's
team?
okay if they see your legs. We just can't show them pantage.
Yeah, but the legs are new. The legs are not as ripped and shredded as the abs, chest, buys, and tries.
How are your toes?
Bitchin'. Every part of me is physical perfection. Are you insane?
No.
You are.
I'm not crazy. This
This
is
is
crazy.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Do you know that Lonnie, the head cheese guy around here, wasn't kidding? There was an official complaint about my ass.
Well, I heard that, and it makes me kind of.
A grown man down there on that construction site,
Yeah.
and as Jamie will testify, it wasn't my real ass. It was one of those plastic things from Halloween.
Exactly.
So, I mean, really, I think we're covered. They sell them in public stores. A kid can buy one. So I don't think I'm in any trouble. But still, what kind of grown man would complain about that?
A bitch.
Well, they got suckered in. We sent the hot blonde to the window, and they all were looking up, going, ooh, looking at Jamie,
Yeah,
and then
but-
you ran up with your pants down.
But so
Who
what?
cares? It's a little like, haha, it's just a butt. They show butts on TV.
Yeah.
Don't they?
I had to live with Dennis Fran's ass for years.
Don't they show
Yeah.
butts on TV?
Yes. That's just like a giant big screen.
Well, you know what? Next time, we'll put up a warning. Warning, Danny's ass about to appear in this window.
Okay.
I mean, what are they upset about? You see asses everywhere.
I think they need to see your penis now just to take it one step further. Show them we're not playing.
I wouldn't go.
I'm not going to go there.
Because there's obviously somebody down there wants to cause problems.
Because
we'll fight the construction workers.
One time when I was working at Sushi on Sunset, a lady left her camera, and I went into the bathroom and took a bunch of pictures of my wiener and then put it back. And
oh, my God, we did that.
when she came back, we gave her camera back, and she was going to sue and was really mad.
Yeah, we did that, too, at Havasu. We took somebody's camera, the bartender's camera.
Yeah.
Because we just did. And the next thing I know, we're all taking crazy pictures, and we gave it back to him, and he was not amused at all.
This lady came back. I don't think I worked there anymore, but I heard about it.
But we just took pictures.
So it was just a plastic Halloween butt. Everybody relax.
You want to talk to Christopher Knight?
Yeah.
I like Chris Knight.
All
He's
righty
going
then.
gambling with us.
Yes, he is. He's
Maybe
going
he'll
with us
teach
to
you how to
JMU. He's on the Surreal Life Sunday nights at 9/8 Central on VH1. And again, he is going with us this weekend
Yep.
to the Morongo.
By the way, Surreal Life, highest rated show in VH1 history.
Well, it's really good.
It's really good.
I saw this week's episode. Hey, Chris.
Hey, and you're showing up anywhere where you two are at is gambling.
Very nice opening salvo, buddy.
Yeah, maybe you'll get to see a piece of the Dan's ass.
So are you bringing that chick you're dating now, the sushi girl?
I'm bringing sushi girl Adrian Curry, yeah.
Adrian Curry. And are you bringing Mini-Me?
No, Vern can't make it. Vern's got more important things to do. Actually, he's doing a
kidney
video, and then he's
transplant?
off to Australia. The guy works too much.
Well, I did watch last night Surreal Life, the episode where y'all are babysitting.
Uh-huh.
And it was really quite tragic how much bigger these 6-year-olds or whatever were than him, and they were just beating the bejesus out of him.
Yeah, when you're 2'8", man, the world's a different place.
I would imagine so.
And kids, they look at him and they wonder, this is an adult I have command over.
Yeah, they think he's a toy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Like a
actually way to
robot.
look at
Well, they
it.
obviously don't think he's Mini-Me.
Right.
I mean, you saw that scene, right? Where, they say he
Yeah.
looks like Mini-Me. He says, well, I am. And they say, no, you're not. That
Yeah.
goes back and forth 12 times.
You know what I just realized? I'm probably the exact same height difference between Mini-Me as I am to Stench.
Yeah.
Probably like I'm right there in the middle.
You just sort of need a Vern on your head.
Yes, that's what everybody needs, a burn on their
Hey,
head.
were you going off on midgets yesterday?
We go off on midgets a lot. We don't like them.
I heard yesterday you used midget a little too much.
Oh.
I heard there's now going to be a complaint leveled against you
From who?
Vern.
from the little people.
They complained against me last year because I said I'd fight them all.
Well, because Danny wants to fight every single midget in the world.
There's 10,000 of them, and I think I could take them one at a time.
I mean, it's pretty damn weak. Stick with Barry.
Yeah, because that didn't make anybody look pathetic.
Yeah, because that was a tough night out for the Dan.
By the way, I think Danny, midgets across America, where you just take them all on one at a time.
They just line up and pow.
I think they'll take you.
I think
I've got
they
my
will,
money
too.
on the midgets.
After
Is that
about
happening? Is that
4,000?
this weekend?
I have my money on the midgets too, but Danny thinks he can kick all midget ass all the time.
You're like ants crawling all over them.
I know. It's true. They would attack
Well,
you
there's
like killer.
10,000 of them, of course I'd die. Plus, they bite.
Oh, they'll be pissed, too.
They'll kick you in the shin. Well, actually, with you, they'll kick you in the knee.
Yeah, with me, they'll kick me right in the face.
Bite your toe. it does paint a really interesting picture, though, doesn't it?
You know, it's
So what's
funny.
going on this weekend?
We're playing cards
look
at
at
Casino
you.
Morongo.
Yeah.
What are you, a professional? Knowing how to move the show along?
We are going to Casino Morongo. It's the new place right before Palm Springs, and it's we're going to learn. Well, the girls at Jamie U are all going to learn to play Texas Hold'em, and then you, me, and a bunch of other guys and TV soap stars and stuff like that are going to go down and play the women's, and then we're going to go.
And then there's a
play in the clubs.
huge poker tournament, and there's all kinds of prizes. Can the celebrities win the prizes too?
I guess whoever wins, wins.
Okay, because there's a 3 nights, 4 days at the Villa Group of Resorts, luxurious, not luxuries. New Villa what do you think that word is? Ensanita?
Ensenada.
La
Anastasia.
Estancia. La Estancia, yeah.
La Estancia Hotel, Ensenada, Cabo San Lucas.
Oh, neat.
So go to villagroupresorts.com, villagroupresorts.com to take a look if you're a good poker player.
Are we getting staked by somebody, or are we bringing our own money?
I think we're going to get staked in the tournament, but then if we want to go gamble and just party in the casino, we're on our own.
Got it. So we're there to cause trouble. Does Jamie really know what Texas Hold'em is?
I'm going to learn. That's why it's Jamie U.
Jamie probably has a different take on Texas Hold'em.
She thought it was 21.
Hey, are you gonna be funny like the whole time we're there?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm going to get very serious and you just, try to survive.
Put your poker face on.
Because the second place winner also gets a pair of Zaire 72 color handheld computers from Palm One.
Neat.
Wow.
And then there's all kinds of third place to be determined.
You a poker player, Chris?
T-shirt.
I'm a really lousy poker player. I lose it at all in. The concept of all in is sort of foreign.
Yeah, the all in to me is almost overwhelming. I got a pair of nothing, all in. There you
Yeah, all in means I'm really, really struggling here.
Yeah, I don't know what any of this means, but all I know is that this chick. See, that's why we're gonna play you guys, because you guys think that you know how to play or you don't, whatever. So all of us chicks are gonna go with this Christy Gazes, and she's going to teach us in a room how
She's
to play.
like a world champion.
Yeah, and then we'll know all the secrets and we'll come out and we'll kick your ass. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's a poker face problem that you guys have.
Poker face.
Yeah, you need a poker face to play poker. Most women are a little too
I have
expressive.
a poker face.
You have a poker
till
face.
he gets it.
I've seen your face. I'm not sure. Well, perhaps there is a poker face there.
Yeah. I'll just keep doing the joke
Until you get it, yeah. You go, James. No, you don't understand. She has a poker face.
Ah, yeah, like I said.
All right. Glad we got that across. Chris
on
Knight.
this
We're going to Casino Morongo with Chris Knight. He's, of course, from VH1 Surreal
it's
Life.
not funny.
The highest rated show in VH1 history. What can we expect on the next episode?
We begin the Adrian chases Chris sort of component of the show, which I think lasts to the end because I resist her advances because I'm not easy.
You're
I'm
gay.
just stupid, is what I am.
Yeah,
but,
could you be more gay?
Halfway through, I thought, if I really avoid her out of this concept that maybe I'm too old for, which is rather sort of silly now in retrospect, but I would look really gay.
Hey, by the way, can I ask you something? What the hell's wrong with China? Why was she doing all those weird moves at like 3 a.m. like she was a devil?
It gets worse.
It does?
It gets worse.
Because I didn't think she did drugs or anything. And then like at 3 a.m. she's like, oh, yeah. And she's doing all these poses and jumping around the beds. And she's doing like trying to do karate. And she wasn't. She was just like, huh. And her eyes got really big and crazy. And I really didn't think she did any kind of drugs.
Like her lips.
I didn't think she was doing drugs either. But again, looking back on it, she wasn't doing just some drugs.
Yeah, because that's
She was
not normal.
doing them all.
Right on.
Yeah, because that is not normal what she was doing.
No, and she keeps doing it. She doesn't sleep the entire 11 days after the first.
No, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
She was
she, and we really feel for her because we're sort of her family now because she really doesn't have one and she's got some issues right now.
She's kind of a tragedy.
Well, don't they?
Well, we just hope it doesn't really become a tragedy.
Aside from you, who, by the way, I've known you most of my life and only seen you a few times, I had no idea you were so articulate, by the way. But you seem like the only guy without super duper over the top issues on that show.
I figured my articulation was because you inspired me.
Why, thank you. Thank you.
I figured you couldn't be the only one out there that you come from the arrest pool. I come, I get extra credit because I'm like a child star that hadn't gotten arrested.
Right.
It's really kind of sick.
Yeah. You get extra
You
credit, I
set
get
the
extra
bar
work.
really low for me.
No, he's not the only one that's normal. He's normal, and then that rapper chick, the first
DeBrat?
DeBrat.
Yeah, she's normal, and then your girlfriend's normal.
They put sushi on her.
Reserve your opinion of Adrian until Saturday.
And then that Go-Go's normal.
Yeah, Jane is very normal.
Yeah.
Jane's very cool. And so, of course, is Adrian, but she's fun.
I can't believe you're giving her the sausage.
I can't believe you took so long.
Yeah, I'm not easy.
I'm too old. Dude, I'm older than you and married. And I'd have gone, well, I guess I gotta.
Hey, did you see Vern's weenie?
If I answer yes, then I'm going to be asked another question.
Is it big?
No.
You didn't see it?
Yes, he did. In the first episode, when Vern was peeing in the corner, you walked out and saved him and carried his little troll ass back to bed.
Well, no, then we saw him naked after that.
Will you tell me what it looks like?
Did you hold it?
It's Jamie, you've seen it before.
It's a normal size
No,
one?
different.
So he's like a tripod?
Yeah.
He's got very short legs, so perhaps, he has other ways of standing upright.
His penis is normal size?
Yeah.
Well, that makes no sense because there's not any other part on his body that's normal size.
Actually,
His head's normal size.
He only has one leg.
His head is normal size?
Yeah.
His head and his penis are normal size.
I can't believe we're having this conversation.
I just want to know. I'm curious.
You're dragging me down here, Jamie.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you a question.
I know this is really interesting.
It is interesting. Is anybody not interested?
Actually, now come to think of it, I want to know if Chris has a normal size penis.
No, I'm really being serious. I'm being serious. Are you interested?
Yes, I'm interested to know if he has a normal size penis.
Me too.
I am sure that if you ask Vern in, he might show it to you.
Well, I'm asking
very
you.
Proud. He's very proud of his unit.
Okay, so that is and then the friends that accompany it.
The friends that accompany.
Bowels.
I think that his package is normal size. You know something? I tried not to stare at the damn thing.
I would have.
Right now,
he
has a pretty good belly on him right now, which thankfully obscured most of my view.
Ew! I got a dwarf with his fat belly hanging over his wang. I'm gonna stay up now.
That just seems
with a look in his face that he had no idea he was even not sleeping. I mean, he was sleepwalking, but he doesn't walk.
Well, he's a tripod.
That's cool.
Well, he wasn't a tripod. He was on his scooter.
Yeah.
I want to do Surreal Life so bad.
He'd be like a tornado in there.
Oh my God, he would be whatever China. Danny would forget that he's on television and be China.
Yeah, you would have gotten in a fight with China.
Oh my God.
So we called it the entire time we were in that house. It was one long monologue. It was like the China monologue.
Well, you know what's funny about her is that she has the world's largest clitoris.
Yes, it's big.
I'm not sure that she's been in the circus and or, you know, I don't know. Is it Ripley's?
It's big, dude.
Guinness. I'm not sure she's in Guinness for that yet. But
I saw it in Playboy. It was Ted Hugent.
This is what happens when you take a lot of steroids.
That is exactly what happens.
Danny's is giant right now.
No, it goes reverse for guys. It shrinks up.
Yeah.
Anyway, we better go, Chris.
Okay, thanks for coming to Casino Morongo this week for Jamie
really
U.
Stimulating conversation there, Dave.
Casino Morongo, don't forget. Casino Morongo.
I look forward to it.
Chris Knight, brought to you by Casino Morongo. See you this weekend, buddy.
Hey, that's us.
That is us.
All right, so we want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, Jack's disappointment with Sesame Street. I know this is big. I mean, we got a train accident that's bigger than hell and like a bunch of people injured and stuff. And we have this huge Casino Morongo thing going on this weekend.
I'm so excited about this.
But no, what's Jack upset about? I mean, I'm very upset about this whole crash, and it's really tragic to me that you could just one day you'll be okay, the next day not. But Jack's more upset about Sesame Street. So why don't you tell Danny what you're upset about?
Yeah.
I am looking out for our youth. I sit home every day and watch Sesame Street, I don't know, 8 or 9 times my kid will watch it.
So I heard.
TiVo. Right. So yesterday I realized as I'm watching, this isn't good for my little Lucy because she's a West Coast kid. And this Sesame Street thing is full of East Coast stuff that she can't relate to. Elmo yesterday got in a cab. Little Lucy's not going to have to take cabs around here. Oscar lives in a trash can. We have the green, the blue, and the brown cans. Nothing like what that tin can thing Oscar's in. We need Rodeo Street.
They don't have a recyclable can?
No.
that Oscar goes into?
Little Lucy, and like Maria in Sesame Street, she's aged. People in Los Angeles don't age. They just stay, they look young.
Maria needs implants.
Right. They look young until they die. That's what happens in LA.
I will agree with him on something. They also sit on their front stoops.
Right.
There are no stoops
Hold
in LA.
on. This is like rap. There's no East Coast, West
Yes,
Coast.
there is.
It's
Yeah,
all
there
good. Can't we all just get along?
No.
You guys are stupid.
I'm on Jack's team
Well,
on this.
your theory is that that kids can't
Kids don't
decipher.
know.
They
Yeah.
shot Biggie Smalls. I'm shooting Big Bird.
Let me tell you something. I have bad news for you.
You can
Gave him
decipher?
that kind of laugh for that.
That was
Hey,
kind
Big
of funny.
Bird, Biggie Smalls. You try pulling that out of your keister.
I sure could, and a lot of other things.
That wasn't one of them, of course.
Yes, it was. Haha, made you laugh. The thing is about kids not being able to decipher if they have, Maria with implants, but all your wives, well, your wife doesn't have them.
No, but this is the West Coast. It's different than New York.
No, but let me tell you something. Here's
No,
my
those
point.
chicks don't age in New
Here's
York.
my point. My point is, yes, they do as children decipher what is real and not real and whatever and what they don't have. Because when I was little and I watched, what was it, Mr. Rogers?
Yep.
I never heard of a postman in my life. Where I grew up, we had to go and walk and get the mail. And so that guy, Mr. McFeelme,
Fill me up.
I don't know why the hell he was going to Mr. Rogers' house.
And coming in the house. I would never let my mailman in the house.
It was just good service from the U.S. Postal
I'd
Service.
let my postman in the house like to resuscitate him. He's 100. He gives me my mail just shaking. I swear to God.
So I didn't understand why there was a postman. I mean, because we didn't have a postman. We didn't have a mailman. We didn't have anything like that.
What did you think?
I thought that Mr. Rogers was gay, and I was right. No, I didn't know what he was. I thought that maybe he owned the local post office. I didn't know why he was coming over.
I never understood why that guy changed clothes when he got home. Nobody in my house changed clothes. My dad got home from work and he didn't change his outfit to different shoes.
See, you know what though? A lot of women do, because if we wear suits to work, then we come home and we put on what?
My wife sweats the second they walk in the door.
You know what I like? I really like watching girls in business attire walking down the street in tennis shoes holding their pumps.
Yeah, that's
cool.
That's
funny. But that's mostly an East Coast thing.
No, but I mean,
nobody walks here.
If you wear a suit all day, you go home and you get on your fat chick clothes, and you're so happy to have them. Oh, they're so comfy.
No, I don't change.
Why didn't Mr. Rogers just turn the heat on so he didn't have to wear that sweater. inside?
Because he was working on recycling and stuff and not using up.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, is this the Energy Post Office?
Yes, it is.
I'm curious. I grew up there when I was a little girl, and actually we still have a house there, but, you know, it's kind of sad. My mom died and stuff, and we're going to sell it later. But anyway, here's the thing. Why didn't we have a postman?
Where do you live?
I live on Ward Street.
Ward Street?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a P.O. box here?
We used to, 133 and 71. My name is Jamie White. I'm Bob White and Nancy White's daughter.
Uh-huh. Oh, you've moved back here?
No, I live in Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
But when I was little, we never had a mailman.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering why that is.
Well, we now have a rural route that delivers on certain streets here in town.
You do? Now they get a mailman?
Mm-hmm.
Does he ever get out of his truck and bring your package right into your living room and check out your imaginary train?
Like we were talking about how on Mr. Rogers, it always confused me about Mr. McFeely.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have a Mr. McFeely.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't have a city route out of this office, just a rural route.
You wouldn't happen to be a big fan of Brian McKnight, are you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, us either. Well, because here's the question. So, I mean, do most post offices, you have to walk up and get your mail?
You mean if you have a P.O. box here in the office?
No, I mean, no matter what. I mean, like, why in our little town did we have to come and get the mail? Why wasn't there anybody to bring it by? Are these hard questions?
Yeah, they are.
I actually know the answer to all these.
Do people have the box at the street? Like in the little town I'm from,
No.
you have a box down at the road, and the mailman drives up and leaves it there, and you walk out to the road.
No,
and get
we
your
don't
mail.
have any boxes at the streets.
Wow.
I can answer these questions for you if you would
Well,
like.
we do have a rural route. I mean, he does go down certain streets in town, and he delivers them. People have rural
Just not
mailboxes.
Ward Street where those damn whites live.
Oh, okay, so there's one street that he goes down, probably College Street, right?
Well, he goes down quite a few streets.
He has a rural route.
And when did that start?
A few years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
All right, so after I'd left.
Mm-hmm.
And so before that, all of us have to go and get our mail, right?
Right, unless you want to put up a rural mailbox.
Yeah, like I had.
Are we just going to continue this till it's fascinating?
Oh, go ahead, Dan.
No.
Let's talk about your tower and how you want to run to work.
Hey, I can see Mount Wilson.
At least I support your ass sometimes.
No, you do not.
Oh, my God. So many times I will start counting. Believe me.
Mail lady?
Jamie is very upset that now they have a rural
Believe me,
route.
I'm gonna start staring at you every time it's uninteresting.
What? I move along faster than this.
Oh no, you don't,
Oh,
Mr.
yes,
Gym
I
owner.
do.
Mail lady, what are Nut and Honey doing right now?
Oh yeah, do you listen to Nut and Honey?
Oh, here we go.
Hello.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, do you listen to Nut and Honey?
No, I do not.
Who do you listen to in the morning?
And no one.
Neither do we. We've noticed
Are you on the radio?
No, we were just practicing.
Oh, okay. Well, I do listen to Channel 6 on the radio on my way to work.
Okay.
Okay?
Someday
Nothing
your town will
exciting.
get the frequencies above 6.
And mailboxes.
Someday you'll be able to listen to 9.
What the hell is our problem? I hated her. She does not represent Energy Illinois 62933.
She doesn't represent energy of any kind.
Why was she acting like this was like a thing?
I don't know.
She was very careful to answer each question. She thought about it and gave you, like,
No,
she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
I had
fight you
answers.
too.
My answer was that because it was such a small town that you were spread out, it was impractical to deliver individual letters. That property was so far apart from one another.
No, because in Elkville, they deliver their mail, and they all have farms, because I lost my virginity in Elkville.
Nice.
So anyway, you were saying about how you're going to run to work?
Yeah, past the tower. No.